and praises how pretty it is. Suddenly, Fenric slowly approaches her and says, "I have something I want to ask of you." On the other side, Ivan is investigating Noah's murder case. He then orders his apprentice to find the list of people who have entered and exited the Forbidden Forest. The next day, Ivan secretly comes to visit Praesepe. She didn't expect to see Ivan here, because according to the game plot, it's not time for him to appear yet. Then the system shows 3 golden options. Seeing golden options appear again, Praesepe panics, not knowing which to choose. So she decides to follow her heart and directly chooses the second option, splashing tea at him. The maids all watch this scene in disbelief. Ivan gets completely soaked. Seemingly not expecting this action, the surroundings suddenly fall silent. Only then does Praesepe calmly explain that she accidentally slipped. At the same time, she notices that Ivan's affection level indeed doesn't display either. Ivan wipes the tea from his face and mocks that it doesn't seem like she slipped but deliberately splashed it on him. But he doesn't mind too much and dismisses the maids. Then he directly states his purpose to Praesepe. "Lady Praesepe, do you know about the Forbidden Forest? People often report to me that in villages near the forest, there are mixed bloods of monsters and humans. Coincidentally, your mother lived near the forest before entering the palace." Hearing this, Praesepe is shocked. Ivan continues, "Now multiple strange monster murder cases have occurred in the capital, and you were lucky enough to use this as an excuse to leave the palace. You're remarkably fortunate." Faced with his baseless suspicion, Praesepe shows displeasure and emphasizes that she's just an ordinary human. At this point, Ivan brings up another key event that Praesepe's mother frequently entered and exited the Forbidden Forest before entering the palace. Hearing him mention her mother, Praesepe suddenly remembers her mother's final words, telling her to go to the Forbidden Forest. Seeing his purpose achieved, Ivan turns to leave, believing Praesepe will come to him on her own soon. Just as he's smugly returning, someone calls out to him from behind. "Hello, Archmage!" He immediately turns to see who it is. Unexpectedly, the person directly grabs his throat, throwing him to the ground, then forcefully gripping his neck. "How dare you enter my residence without permission? As an Archmage, your behavior is far too rude." Ivan struggles to argue that he doesn't know what he's talking about and he was just investigating the murder case, but Fenric doesn't care what he said and directly presses his sword against his eyes, warning him not to get any ideas. If he dares approach Praesepe again, he'll let him experience what kind of sword can kill countless people. Even when Ivan uses his proud magic to fight back, Fenric shows no fear and uses dark magic that even Ivan cannot match. But even someone as strong as he has something he cannot resist, that is watching his beloved woman die again and again. To get close to Praesepe, he supported a weak prince who had no right to succession, but he didn't expect that after Dietrich ascended to the throne. The first thing he did was capture Praesepe back to the palace, constantly subjecting her to cruel interrogations. He asked himself countless times why he supported such a scoundrel emperor, until after Praesepe died. Fenric found himself back on the battlefield 2 years ago. Later on, every time Praesepe was killed, he would return to the past, again and again. Only then did he fully understand that they were all trapped in endless bondage. No matter what environment he was in, as long as he opened his eyes again, if he found himself back on the battlefield, he knew she had died unjustly somewhere again. Each time Praesepe died, he carved a leaf into his own skin as a grim reminder of the suffering she endured. Once she appears with the 5 people who drove her to desperation, his body becomes as if controlled, unable to move at all. All he could do was place a bouquet of flowers in the vase in her room to comfort her. But he also had his limits. He truly couldn't bear her countless deaths. So he was determined to rescue her. But the reality was cruel. He was bound by unknown forces and couldn't move at all, only helplessly watching her deaths again and again. Until one day, someone gave him an answer.